On this episode, we're gonna make this Scarecrow inspired by Tim Burton's 1999 classic, Sleepy Hollow. Start with two 10-foot sections of 1-inch PVC. I was gonna use this umbrella stand as a base, but spoiler alert, it didn't work. I also have a T connector and a 45 and 90 degree elbow. I'm gonna start out by cutting the PVC down to 6 feet. Then I attach the T onto the end. On top of that, I add another 2-foot section of PVC for the neck. I attach the second piece of PVC for the arm and I cut it down to 18 inches. All these measurements are up to you. You may want longer arms. You do you. Next, I attach the 45 degree elbow to the end. For the other arm, I cut this one slightly shorter at about 16 inches. Then at the end of this, I'm going to attach the 90 degree elbow. So this is the basic frame of our Scarecrow, except it should be flipped the other way for screen accuracy. Much better. Then I secured the PVC with some random drywall screws I had laying around. This sucker ain't gonna move anywhere. Now let's use our Loctite foam and cover the front of the PVC. I'm gonna make this look like tree texture. I like to let this dry for about 10 minutes and then sculpt it. Time to paint it all black with some flat black primer. I picked up this snazzy trench coat off some dude on Facebook Marketplace. I'm sure he probably wore it on some dates with the ladies, but now it's the main piece for our Scarecrow's attire. Next, I cut two 3-foot pieces of PVC and attach them to the arms. Not liking how this one is angled out, so I'm gonna bend it this way using this heat gun. Just keep applying heat until the PVC softens up. Then bend it to the spot you want and hold it into place until the PVC cools and hardens. Alright, I guess it looks better. I'm committed now, so I'm just gonna do the other one. And yes, that is a lovely floral print on my gloves. Thanks for noticing. All right, we'll just roll with it. Let's secure those into place. I'm gonna lay this sucker down and foam over those sections. Then we repeat the sculpting and the spray painting. Let's try that pumpkin on for size to see if the arms are long enough. And they aren't. If I was to extend the arms with more PVC, I think it would be getting pretty top heavy. So I'm just gonna use these awesome mop handles from the Dollar Tree. I just slid them into the PVC, taped them into place, and then foamed and painted over them. Okay, to make this thing look more like a tree, I'm gonna dry brush it with some of this barnyard acrylic. All right, there we go. Looks like a tree to me. Next, it's time to start cutting up that trench coat to make it look old and ragged. So I tried to dye this coat a different color, but it's some synthetic material and it didn't work. So I'm just gonna spray paint it with various colors of this camouflage spray paint. First, I hit it with deep forest green. I saved this branch that broke off the tree in my backyard so I can use it for the hands. Damn, those arms are looking way too long. Hey, let's cut them down a little bit. Take a little off the top there, Chief. A little there. So I bought 2 white sheets from Goodwill, and I'm gonna try to dye them some different colors. We try a little sage at first, a little dark green, then a little charcoal gray. Mix it all together like soup. We just throw the sheet in there and see what we come up with. So this color, it didn't come out great. So I'm gonna do it again. This time I'm adding a cup of table salt to the mix. Let's try some dark green, a little bit of dark brown. Then I'm gonna add some dish detergent. The salt and detergent are supposed to enhance the color and help promote level dyeing, or so they say. The hell, I might as well. I did a 3rd round with olive green dye. Which is weird to me, because it looks brown, but whatever. Mix it together. More salt. Some more dish detergent. Then it finally came out looking like this color here. Which honestly, all that was kind of pointless because I'm just going to spray paint these sheets anyways. So I cut off a few pieces of the sheet to attach to the arms. A little hot glue to keep it in place. So I ran the rest of the sheet under the trench coat and hot glued some of the sections into place. Took my other section of sheet and I ran it along the other arm. Took some of this jute and wrapped it around both arms to hold the sheets. Jute. Now I'm gonna go back over top of it with some more deep forest green. The hell with it. Let's use some olive as well. Now I'm going to take my branch. I'm going to cut off 3 pieces for the rib section. Like so. Dos. Tres. I'm going to attach them with some screws and then some rope over the top of that. Now it's time to carve ourselves a pumpkin face on this foam pumpkin. How about that? Never one lesson. I'm going to take some of this black acrylic and paint around the eyes, nose, and mouth. So this is actually a technique that I got from Wicked Makers. I'll leave the link to their video below so you can see how it's done correctly. So after all that, I'm going to dry brush on some black streaks down the lines. I'm also going to add some black to some of the edges here and blend them in with my finger. Try to make it look somewhat rotted. Oh my God, it's so rotted looking. Just went through and picked various spots along the pumpkin to do this too. A little bit around the nose, a little bit around the mouth, a little bit more around the mouth. Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. So last step, I'm going to take this grapevine color outdoor acrylic and dry brush it over the entire pumpkin. It's going to look much better. It's going to take some of that bright orange color off of this pumpkin, trying to make it look even more weathered and older. Perfect. Next, I'm going to spray some of the flat black primer inside to get rid of all that white you can see. Let's try that head on for size, eh? Next, I'm going to take some of this decorating hay and mix up a bucket of mud. Time to get that hay looking dirty. So once I was done making a mess, I ran it around the neck and some on the arms. And while I got this mud, I might as well throw some burlap in it too. Gonna run some of these mud-soaked burlap pieces around both arms. Put some jute to hold them into place. Looking just about right. This one's an optional step, but if you want more support, you can screw an eye bolt into the back of the Scarecrow and one in the ground and secure it with some rope. Like I said, all optional. To mount this sucker, I'm going to drive this 7-foot section of rebar into the ground. Then you just slide the PVC over top of it. Like so. Let's put that pumpkin head back on, and our Scarecrow is done. Look at that. Let's get some proper lighting on this sucker at night. All in all, I think it was a relatively pretty easy project. Comes out looking pretty sweet. We'll see you on the next one.
He's fantastic.